Mothers and the fathers are working together on a spiritual level right now before we have the Saturn and Venus conjunction in Pisces on January 19th. Very interesting energy, to be honest. Saturn being the god of time, the god of order and structure. Very father-like energy. We usually associate or consider Saturn to be in father energy. Saturn moving through Pisces has been a lot of spiritual structure, spiritual discipline, bringing back old spiritual lessons and disciplines to be made new. The spiritual father coming through. That's really what Saturn in Pisces is trying to do. Bring the spiritual father back through, however that might relate to you in your practice. Venus being in Pisces, we have an interesting retrograde with Venus coming up, and it's going to go back into Pisces. So what we're doing right now with Venus in Pisces is going to be eventually returned to when we go through that retrograde in a couple of months. And also, Venus is representative of like a mother archetype, a feminine archetype, not always a mother, that's true, and also associated. Mother archetype, feminine archetype, womb archetype, women, that sort of energy. So that moving through a spiritual space, and it's going to be conjunct with the father energy. It's like spiritual father-daughter energy. If you're someone who offers to masculine in your practice and you are of a feminine archetype, applicable. There's probably going to be very big receivings on that January 19th date. This is also a time of prophecy, a divination, and a reminder that you're not very late. You're like right on time. Pisces is about transition and going through different transitions. With the Venus, and this is part of the reason that the Venus retrograde in Pisces coming up is going to be really interesting. We have another Venus retrograde Saturn conjunction happening during the full moon in Libra on April 13th. Crazy. Because the full moon in Libra is going to be ruled by Venus, and the Venus retrograde will be ruling that moon, and it'll be conjunct with the Saturn and Pisces. So there's themes from that full moon that are going to come back up with this conjunction that's happening on the 19th. One of the things that came through in the podcast for this week, for this conjunction with Saturn and Venus and Pisces, is that there's a lot of people who have graduated in an honor role haven't realized it yet. Spirit bringing through accolade, spirit bringing through honor, spirit basically being like, here, it's like what I see is like somebody being knighted. It's like there's you get the sword on the shoulder, but it was unexpected. You didn't expect it. You just did the work. And you weren't expecting there to be this kind of like honor or this space of honor, a reverence, something offered to you, being bestowed to you. And yet here we are. Again, it could be mother-father, it could be father-daughter, father and the feminine. The father and the feminine working together to bring some sort of prophecy through on January 19th for you, something of honor, something that's been done, something that's in the present, something that will be won in the future as well. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what this is exactly for myself on a personal level, and also just kind of like on a collective energy, what are we really gonna be doing? I'm interested, especially because we have the North Node about to move into Pisces, so there could be some prophecy divination stuff that has to do with those bigger cycles that are coming through too. So discern for yourself how you feel about the time frames of some of the messages that could be happening. I'm looking forward to it. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep up the brew. Keep up your witch's brew. If that's something that you do, keep it up. And remember that rest is a part of that witch's brew. If you need to rest, don't be stressed about it. Do what you need to do. That's true. And I'll talk to you soon. Also true.